Monks who meditate for 10,000 hours show superhuman consciousness. Here's what their brains reveal. In a silent temple perched on a Himalayan ridge, a monk sits motionless, eyes half closed. To the untrained observer, his serenity might seem like escape. But inside his skull, a transformation is unfolding, one that science is only just beginning to understand. The question is no longer whether meditation can change the mind, but whether it can rewire the very architecture of consciousness itself. For decades, meditation was dismissed in the West as a spiritual curiosity. Now, neuroscientists armed with fMRI machines and advanced EEG headsets are tracking what happens to the brain during deep meditation, and the results are nothing short of astonishing. Longitudinal studies of seasoned meditators, those who have spent 10,000 hours or more in contemplative practice, reveal patterns and abilities that border on the superhuman. The most striking discovery centers on the default mode network, DMN, a set of brain regions that govern self-referential thought, daydreaming, rumination, and the ceaseless chatter of the inner critic. In the average brain, the DMN is highly active, pulling us into loops of worry and distraction. But in the brains of long-term meditators, the DMN quiets dramatically during practice. This deactivation isn't merely relaxation. It's a radical shift in how consciousness organizes itself. The sense of self dissolves, replaced by a feeling of unity, spaciousness, and present moment awareness. But the story doesn't end with silence. When neuroscientists measure gamma wave activity, the fastest brain waves linked to heightened awareness, they find that expert meditators can generate levels far beyond those of ordinary waking consciousness. In one famous study, Tibetan monks were asked to meditate on compassion while their brains were scanned. The gamma oscillations that surged through their cortices were so powerful and widespread that researchers struggled to explain them. It was as if the monks had accessed an altered state of consciousness, one that most of us never glimpse. Longitudinal scans reveal these changes aren't fleeting. With years of practice, the very structure of the brain changes. The cortex thickens in regions linked to attention and emotional regulation. Connectivity between disparate brain regions increases. Even the amygdala, the brain's threat detector, shrinks in size. Meditation, it seems, is not just a way to relax, but a means of systematically sculpting the mind. What does this mean for the architecture of consciousness? If consciousness is a dynamic process shaped by neural networks, then meditation is a tool for conscious self-evolution. It allows us to step outside the automatic routines of thought and emotion, to witness and rewire the patterns that underlie suffering and limitation. So, can meditation rewire consciousness? The evidence is mounting. In the stillness of deep meditation, the brain reveals its hidden plasticity, and consciousness itself becomes a frontier we can learn to explore and transform.